over. This is Sharon with simplycanning.com. And Thanksgiving is over. I'm getting into the Christmas spirit. Every year, I always start seeing all of these Christmas stuff start popping up, advertising and everything like that. And I resist. It's like, I'm a business. I'm supposed to share stuff about Christmas like by Halloween time, but I just won't do it. So, but now I can. And I am making my annual gift in a jars. So I always make a mocha mix and some other things here. Here, let me show you a picture. I'm going to tell you about all these different things that I'm making. And mainly my main focus here that I want to get across to you guys is you don't have to be like super artistic, craftsy mom, you know, Pinterest famous or anything like that to make really just cute little gifts. You can use things you have around the house. And it's just really super simple. People love it just because it's homemade. It's the heart of giving something of yourself is what's important here. It's not the perfect jar or the perfect decoration that's on your jar. So the first thing that I always make, oh, actually, before I start here, I have a link in the description for a page that I wrote about this. And on that page, I have a download that has all of the recipes that I'm going to talk about here. It's just, there's 3 recipes. There's a mocha mix, there's a fajita mix, and then a chicken peanut stir fry mix that I make. So go to that page and you can download the recipes so you don't have to start scribbling down what I'm going to tell you here. In fact, I don't have the recipes in front of me. I don't know what I did with them. Okay, anyway, I'm just going to tell you about them then. So the first thing I do is I make a hot chocolate mocha mix. My son calls it cappuccino. It's one of his favorites. In fact, I was making it today and he came in the door and he's like, "Are you making cappuccino?" And he had to have a cup like right then. Him and my husband both have already had a cup and I made this like 2 hours ago. So that's one thing that I make and I put in a jar. This is actually the free foods, and some of you know that I'm a Thrive consultant, so if you're interested in freeze-dried foods through Thrive, let me know. But this is freeze-dried foods, and it is a chicken fajita mix. It's got chicken in there, freeze-dried peppers, onions, and then a fajita seasoning, a taco seasoning. And you cook this, you heat it up in a pan, and then you serve it on a tortilla or whatever. So what you could do with this is you could put this in a little basket with some tortillas, maybe a little thing of sour cream, depending on whether, you know, it's going to sit out. Obviously, whoever you give it to, you would have to take it out of the fridge and keep it cold. But you could put this in a basket with, you know, tortillas and maybe some chips and things like that. And that makes a really nice gift just for anybody, really. It's a single serve, possibly 2 people would be fed on one of these. So that's the chicken fajita mix. And you can also do it with beef. If you don't want to do chicken, you can do a beef instead of the chicken, the freeze-dried chicken. The other thing I have is my peanut. And it's not here. Somebody took it. Okay, well, let me talk about my mocha mix. One thing that I think would be fun to do with the mocha mix is put this in a basket with like a pretty mug, or maybe a mug with a funny saying, something that has to do with the recipient, and a good book. And that would be like a little evening that they could sit and drink their cocoa and read a book. So that's just kind of a nice little idea of what to do for that. This mocha mix is hot chocolate, non-dairy coffee creamer, and so I use Coffee Mate, but you can use whatever brand you want. And I use plain, but I do know that they have like hazelnut and different flavors like that, so you could add flavors if you want to. And then some instant coffee, and I use decaf. You don't have to use decaf. Again, I have the exact recipe and measurements on that page that go to my website where I have all the ingredients on there. So that is the 3 recipes that I am doing this year. I will probably also, and I actually didn't do it yet, but I have lots of dehydrated fruit that I've done. This is dehydrated apples. So I will probably take these and put them in some jars and do a little wrap on them. And that's another way to just do a little gift in a jar. And then of course there's always jam, you know, pickles. I have pickled green beans. My family loves the dilly beans. And so you could do stuff like that. This year, I have tons of jars, right? And so normally I just go to my cupboard and I grab some empty jars and I start making gifts. Well, about a week ago, I noticed Fillmore Container, and Fillmore is a sponsor of Simply Canning. I noticed they had these really cute jars with snowflakes on them. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cute for Christmas jars, you know, for my Christmas gifts. And so I think I shared it on Simply Canning, and they noticed that, and they contacted me and said, hey, can we send you some jars? And I'm like, sure. So they sent me some jars, and I just wanted to show you how simple it is to decorate them. They also sent me some lids, some little decorator lids. They have red and green. They've got all kinds of colors. Then some of these little, these are called daisy lids, and they actually have openings in them. So I could picture these for, like if you have flowers, you know, your kids always bring you flowers, you could stick the stems down through there and it would hold it up. So what I did is I put a regular canning lid underneath it and put the lid on there, and so the gold shows through. So that's kind of pretty. And then they also sent me some of these straws. I thought these were really fun. They're just Christmassy paper straws. They're disposable. My son's already nabbed them, drank his cappuccino with it. And so those are kind of a fun thing. So let me show you how I decorated them. I like to crochet, and I am not a professional. I mean, I'm not like really good, very simple projects. But I made these little hearts quite a while ago, and I had them still laying around. And so I thought, why don't I tie those to my jars? And I put a little straw on here. That's one of those straws from Fillmore Container. And it just made a cute little gift, if I can get my straw to stay straight. So all I did was use the yarn and tie it on there. And that's just a really simple. I mean, how simple is that? It's not elaborate, it's not fancy, but it's cute. This one, I had a piece, I had some of this big fat, like, what's the word? Gunny sack stuff, ribbon. I don't even remember where I got that. I just cut a little piece, kind of tied it in the middle with some of that cheapo green ribbon and tied that on there. And how cute is that? Nice little gift. And then this one is just a very simple, pretty blue ribbon that I had. The nice thing about doing them randomly, all different things, is this is where I got my ribbon. You see this little bag? You see that label? Ribbon, $1. I picked this up at a secondhand store somewhere, and it's just got a variety of different random ribbons in there, and it works perfectly for any time you have to have a gift. You can tie it on the jar. And then of course I have my little hearts that I made. So check out that web page. It's got all the recipes for these different foods that I've put in my jars. Remember, it's the heart of giving that is the most important part. It's not the perfect jar that has, you know, the ultimate look to it. Although these little snowflakes do really make it kind of cute. So anyway, check out the jars, check out all the decorations. It's super easy. I've got pictures on that page. And let me look here and see if you had any questions. It is the thought that counts. Hi, Emily. I don't know if you're still here. My friend Emily just came. Oh, you are still here. I miss you too. Okay, lots of good ideas. Oh my gosh, my son Adam Osborne is on here. Okay, so for those of you who don't know my son Adam Osborne, he just joined. I didn't even know he would see this. That's really weird when my family starts seeing these. Okay. Patty asks about a pattern for the crochet heart. You know what? I found it online. After we're done here, I'll see if I can find it again, and I'll put a link to it because I don't remember where I got it for. Monica, thank you. I'm actually not a super creative person, but that's why I like these ideas, because they're just super simple. Okay, I think that is it. Please include your mixed recipe in the jar. Yes, Andrea, if you go to that link, I linked to the jar and all of the recipes that I've made, both the mocha mix and the chicken fajita mix, and then my peanut. I have a peanut. Do you guys like peanut chicken? Well, I have a recipe for a chicken in a peanut sauce with the freeze-dried foods, but somebody took my jar, so I don't know where it is. Okay, I think that's it. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I can say Merry Christmas now. We'll talk to you later.